Good afternoon, all my fabulous chemistry students. Video number 6 is going to look at scientific notation. We use scientific notation to express very large and very small numbers in science. This may be review for a lot of you, but I got to make sure everybody's on the same page. Look at this big old number on this screen. 602 sextillions. Who knew that quintillions came after quadrillions? Can't keep track of all these big old names. And look at this big old number. I wouldn't want to write this every day. But luckily for scientific notation, I can write it like this. And it means the same thing. Now, it's a lot easier to write that. So we just got to make sure we know how to get from the big number to the little number and from the little number to the big number as far as how many numbers I write. Okay? So scientific notation is just a way for me to deal with very little numbers and very large numbers. Take up as much space and maybe even make a few less mistakes. So in your notes, method for expressing very large number. An example, of course, Avogadro's number, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms is a mole. So I'm going to take this million number. I can write it 1 times 10 to the 6. By rule, we always move the decimal place to make the mantissa. This number in front is called a mantissa. That's probably not going to be on your quiz, but this is called a mantissa, just so we know. I need to make that number basically in between 1 and 9. It's got to be a single digit number. Then what we do is we arrange the exponent, which is the number to the right of the 10. So in this case, is 6. Okay? Now, check our work. If we were to take the 1.0 and move it the decimal place 6 places to the right, because it's a positive number, you would get the original number, 1 million. Let's try it out. I have 1.0 times 10 to the 6, because it's a positive 6. Take my 1.0. I'm going to move it 6 places. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to fill these bad boys in with zeros. Same number I had. All right, now let's try our example. Normal standard notation, this big number here is going to turn into 1.23 times 10 to the 11. Mr. Milks, where'd you get that 11 from? Well, just how here, where we move the decimal place to the right, and we counted, we're going to start here and go backwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's going to be 1.23 times 10 to the 11. That's how we get that. So let's do a few more. Guided practice. I'm going to do number 2. I'm going to let you guys do number 1 and 3 and show me when you get to class, okay? So I have to move the decimal place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times to get this number under 10. So that's going to be 6.7 times 10. How many did I count again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I moved it to the right this time, so it's a minus 6. It's a minus 6 because when I go to make this 6.7 number back into its big number, I'm going to say 6.7. Oh, minus 6. I got to go smaller. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fill in with my zeros. And of course, this decimal place is gone now, and I'm back to the original number I had. So that's why I wanted to go through this guided practice with the negative exponent. You can do 1 and 3 for class tomorrow. That, of course, will be a positive exponent. Now here's where we get to go backwards. So just like I just modeled for you, you can take that 5.7 and move the decimal place. In this first case and 4, guys, it's going to be to the right. In number 5, it's going to be to the left. So I'll give you that hint and see if you get it right when you get to class. Now, if you need to plug these values into your calculator, now here's where things get tricky. We need to follow these steps, right? So in my calculator, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to type 2 decimal point 3, and then I'm going to press the EE button. It should be capital EE on your calculator, or that exponent button. or the caret. Any one of those will do, but I only want to press one. This EE button, I might have to press the second button first to get it because I see it's not on the button, right? It's on the calculator, I bet. And then, of course, if it's negative, my decimal's negative, I need to press a negative. And I do that by pressing the plus or minus key. This one here with the slashes, not the subtract key that's by your add key and your divide key and your multiply key. You want to press this one here, plus or minus. So it's going to be 2.3. I press EE. Then I press that minus sign. And then I put in 5 for the exponent. That number is the same thing as this number. Okay, fastest way to get it in there. Now you should be able to convert large and small numbers into scientific notation easily. Do you think we're going to do a bunch of practice of this in class? Uh-huh. Do I think I'm going to hear some students tell me that they know how to do it already? Uh-huh. And you're going to show me that you know how to do it, and we're going to move on, and we're just going to keep using it and using it throughout the year when it is necessary. Video 6 is over, guys. See you in class.